Welcome back to Coin Explorer, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary discoveries when you take a closer look. Today, we're focusing on a 2007 United States 5-cent coin, a piece that many people have seen countless times but rarely truly observe. At first glance, it feels like just another coin in your pocket, something you might spend without a second thought. But when you slow down and really examine it, a different story begins to unfold. This small piece of metal carries history, design, and subtle details that often go unnoticed. Every curve, every engraving, and every line has been carefully crafted. Coins like this remind us that value is not always obvious. It often hides in plain sight. As you continue watching, you'll begin to notice things that most people miss, and by the end, you may never look at a simple nickel the same way again. The obverse side of this coin features Thomas Jefferson, a key figure in American history. His portrait on the 2007 nickel is part of a modern design that gives a more forward-facing and detailed appearance compared to older versions. You can see the smooth contours of his face and the carefully engraved hair details that add depth to the image. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" are clearly visible, reinforcing the values associated with the nation. The year 2007 sits neatly beside the portrait, marking the coin's place in time. Collectors often pay close attention to how sharp these details appear. Even slight fading can change the overall appeal. A well-preserved portrait can make a coin stand out immediately. It's these fine details that transform something common into something collectible. When you turn the coin over, the reverse reveals the image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. The building is engraved with impressive precision, showing its dome, columns, and balanced structure. Above it, the phrase "E pluribus unum" represents unity and tradition. Below, the words 5 cents and United States of America complete the design. The layout is symmetrical and clean, giving the coin a timeless appearance. Collectors often examine the clarity of the steps and architectural lines. Sharper features usually indicate better preservation. Even though millions of these coins were minted, each one carries the same artistic identity. It's remarkable how such a small object can display so much craftsmanship. The reverse design plays a big role in the coin's overall appeal. The material of the 2007 5-cent coin is a copper-nickel alloy, giving it a strong and durable structure. This composition also creates the familiar silver-gray color that most people recognize instantly. When you hold the coin, it feels solid and smooth, a result of careful minting. Over time, coins can develop subtle changes in tone depending on how they're handled. Some remain bright and reflective, while others take on a softer, aged look. These changes are natural and can add character to the coin. However, collectors often prefer coins that maintain their original surface. Even small scratches or marks can influence how a coin is viewed. That's why preservation is so important. A coin that has been well cared for can look almost untouched, even after many years. At first, it might seem like a 2007 nickel is too common to be interesting. After all, millions were produced and circulated widely across the country. But within those large numbers, small variations can exist. These variations might come from differences in the minting process or slight misalignments during production. Collectors often search carefully for these details, sometimes using magnification to spot what others miss. It's this sense of discovery that makes coin collecting so engaging. You never truly know what you might find. A coin that looks identical to another could have a subtle feature that sets it apart. This unpredictability keeps collectors interested. It turns an everyday object into something worth exploring. Another detail that adds interest to the 2007 nickel is the mint mark. Coins from this year were produced at different U.S. mint locations, each identified by a small letter. You might find a P for Philadelphia or a D for Denver. These tiny marks are easy to overlook but can be very important. Some collectors focus on collecting coins from specific mints, while others aim to gather all variations. The mint mark helps identify where the coin was produced. It also adds another layer of uniqueness to each piece. Even though the design remains the same, the origin can make a difference. Paying attention to such small details can completely change how you view a coin. Condition plays one of the biggest roles in determining how a coin is perceived. Coins that have been heavily circulated often show signs of wear, such as faded details or small scratches. On the other hand, coins that have been stored carefully can retain their original shine and sharpness. These are often considered uncirculated or high-grade examples. Collectors value these coins because they represent the design in its best form. Even the smallest detail, like the crispness of Jefferson's hair or the steps of Monticello, can make a difference. Grading systems are used to describe these conditions, helping collectors understand quality. It's a detailed process, but it adds structure to the hobby, and it highlights how important preservation really is. Every 2007 5-cent coin has its own journey. It may have traveled through countless hands, been part of everyday transactions, or been stored away for years. Some coins were saved intentionally, while others were forgotten in jars or drawers. This journey adds a hidden layer of history to each piece. When you hold one, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a story. It could have been used in a simple purchase or passed along in change many times. These unseen histories make coin collecting more personal. Each coin carries a past that we can only imagine, and sometimes that mystery is what makes it special. In recent years, interest in modern coins like the 2007 nickel has started to grow. While older coins often receive more attention, newer coins are gaining recognition as well. This shift is driven by the discovery of unique variations and the importance of condition. Collectors are realizing that even recent coins can become valuable under the right circumstances. It's not always about age, it's about detail and rarity. The 2007 nickel fits into this evolving perspective. As more people begin to examine their coins closely, pieces like this gain new attention. It's a reminder that value can exist where you least expect it, and sometimes it's right in front of you. There have been discussions among collectors about certain 2007 nickels showing unusual features or exceptional quality. These may include sharper strikes, unique surfaces, or minor minting differences. While not every coin will have these traits, the possibility keeps collectors searching. Stories of rare finds discovered in everyday change continue to inspire curiosity. These stories are not guarantees, they are possibilities. And in the world of coin collecting, possibilities are what make it exciting. The idea that something valuable could be overlooked is powerful. It encourages people to take a closer look. Even the smallest detail can make a difference, and that's what keeps the interest alive. In rare collector discussions, coins like the 2007 5-cent piece have been associated with remarkable auction figures. Under very specific conditions, such as exceptional preservation, unique characteristics, and strong collector demand, values can reach surprising levels. There have been mentions of examples being discussed around $9,921,681 in extraordinary scenarios. These figures are not typical and depend on many factors. However, they highlight the level of attention certain coins can receive. Not every coin will reach such values, but the possibility adds excitement. It shows how even modern coins can enter serious conversations. And for collectors, that sense of potential is part of the appeal. If you have a 2007 nickel, the first step is to examine it carefully. Look closely at Jefferson's portrait and the details of Monticello. Check for the presence of a mint mark and observe the overall condition. Even small differences can be meaningful. Using a magnifying glass can help reveal details that are easy to miss. You don't need advanced tools to begin, just attention and curiosity. This simple process can be surprisingly rewarding. You might discover something unique. And even if you don't, the experience itself is valuable. It teaches you to notice details and appreciate craftsmanship. Proper storage is essential for maintaining a coin's condition. Keeping your coins in a dry and safe environment helps protect them from damage. Avoid excessive handling, as natural oils from your hands can affect the surface. Using simple holders or coin albums can make a big difference. These small steps help preserve the coin's original appearance. For collectors, maintaining condition is just as important as finding the coin itself. It ensures that the details remain clear over time. Taking care of your coins shows respect for their history, and it helps keep their potential intact. The 2007 United States 5-cent coin may appear simple, but it carries more depth than most people realize. From its detailed design to the possibility of subtle variations, it offers more than meets the eye. It reminds us that value is not always obvious. Sometimes it requires patience and careful observation. Whether you're new to collecting or already experienced, coins like this can open the door to a fascinating world. They encourage curiosity and attention to detail. And occasionally they surprise us. That's what makes them worth exploring. As we come to the end, take a moment to think about the coins you already have. That small collection in your pocket or at home might hold something interesting. The 2007 nickel is a perfect example of how something ordinary can become extraordinary. Keep exploring, keep observing, and stay curious. Because in the world of coins, every detail matters, and sometimes the smallest